My own special place. There I sat, unaware of the barking dogs, loud grandma, and the sound of my cousin James cursing because somebody woke him up. I stare at the blank TV, buried in blankets, in the middle of summer. I think about how my aunt's house is always so freezing cold. I untangle myself from the massive pile of wool and make my way to the backyard, where I find my dad mowing the lawn.
I like how you started your memoir with the phrase, "There I sat." It gets the reader right into the event. However, I think it would be a good idea to introduce the setting. I know how you did your aunt's house, but maybe what country, or like you could have said, "There I sat in my bedroom of my aunt's house in Texas."
Okay.
And when you said your grandma was shouting, you could have said loud grandma, being more specific. Was she singing loudly or calling loudly for breakfast?
Okay.
I especially liked how you used the phrases buried in blankets, and also how you untangled yourself from the massive pile of wool. I like how you introduced your dad, saying that he was mowing the lawn, but I think you need to go a little further, and by ending your introductory paragraph, maybe you can reveal, not really reveal, but give us a preview of what your issue is going to be.
Okay. Thanks for the suggestions. Now I'll read you the first part of the body of my memoir. Do the same as you just did.
Okay.
Hey sugar, what's up? My dad shouts over the loud noise of the lawnmower motor. It's summer. All of my friends are on vacation. I have nothing to do, I said sadly. Well, how about this? I'm almost finished. Why don't we go on a drive somewhere? Wait, I know just the place. Go and put your sneakers on. You won't want to wear sandals. Ecstatic that I have something to do, I run upstairs and slide into my Nikes. The curiosity has got me wondering. As I wait on the front porch, I think about how different Thailand is from Texas. Memories come flooding back to my mind. First day of second grade, where I met my best friend. Easter egg hunt in the park, selling lemonade on the side of the street with my neighbors. Tears come to my eyes as I think about the time when the fire hydrant was open, and I splashed around in the middle of the road with my clothes on. I blinked my tears away. Sometimes I just miss Texas so much. Thailand is great and the school is awesome, but I miss the atmosphere of America.
I like how you begin the body with your dad saying, "Hey sugar," but maybe you could describe your dad's actions. You know how he said, "I know just the place." Did he say that happily? Did he have a smile on his face? Was he sad? Did he know what he was talking about when he said he knew just the place? And I like the word ecstatic, but you could have shared your inner thoughts, and after the word wondering. You could also be more specific when you were talking about Thailand being more different from Texas. Maybe you could refer to your life. Did it affect your life in any way? I really like how you did flashbacks and you described a lot of your memories. But could you please read the last two sentences again?
Sure. Sometimes I just miss Texas so much. Thailand is great and the school's awesome, but I miss the atmosphere of America.
I think those last two sentences do need some changing. Maybe the word atmosphere isn't the right word.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, so here's my next, my second part of the body to my memoir. Come on, let's go, my dad interrupted as he closed the front door. After 15 minutes of driving and listening to the radio, we turned into my old neighborhood. What, we're going to the old house, I assumed? Not quite, my dad said slyly. We suddenly came to a halt next to a green belt. I stare at the light green grass that goes on for miles as the breeze whips my blonde hair everywhere. This seems vaguely familiar, but I just can't put my finger on it. My dad starts walking ahead of me. I swallow, pull the bottom of my navy tank top down, and follow. It seemed like the green belt went on forever, I've already seen 3 deer and 1 great egret that stood in the stream of water as if it was guarding something. I look away into the distance and see the town's high school football field. My dad instantly turns to the left and enters a narrow trail through the woods. Then it all comes back to me. I know where you're taking me.
Again, I like how you said your dad was excited about going somewhere, and the last line, I know where you're taking me. But it would be better if you described your inner thoughts, and especially like what you were doing in those 15 minutes, and maybe something like what you were listening to like on the radio. And I wasn't really sure what you meant by green belt. What does that mean?
It is a long strip of grass that usually has houses or woods on the sides of it, and in the middle there's usually a ditch that leads to a stream.
Oh,
Okay. Here's the last part of the body to my memoir. A huge grin lights up my dad's face. I know where to go. I run, ducking under trees and hopping over vines and flowers, avoiding poison ivy. I carefully cross the very same log over the very same stream I crossed when I was 6. Noticing a family of deer, I try to sneak past them so they don't get scared. I leap over a puddle of water and past the oak tree where I buried my fish when I was 5. That's when I saw it. The treehouse. The treehouse that I skipped to every day when I was little. The treehouse I cried in when I was upset. The treehouse I pretended to be a damsel in distress when I was bored. The treehouse I smothered with paper hearts and stars.
The imagery in that paragraph was very strong. I can just imagine how you were running along and hopping along when you're a kid. And I like the suspense and emotion you described, seeing your childhood treehouse again. All I can think is that you might use a better word than bored.
Okay. Now I'll read you the concluding part of my memoir. That's when I realized that, even though I live 9,633 miles away, there will always be a part of me in Texas, and that's okay. So there I stood, next to my own special place.
I like how you made a connection to the title, My Own Special Place, how you said, so there I stand. What did you say?
So there I stood.
So there I stood in my own special place. But Chloe, I think you need to add more of a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you could mention how it was magical that your dad was able to take you back into your childhood and you remembered all of those memories.
Okay. Thanks for giving me feedback on my memoir.
You're welcome.